Hello there, just fixing my light that's dodgy, flashing. There we go. Have to put it on over the screen because I use just the live camera on YouTube and it's quite grainy at the best of times. So I've got a little desk lamp over the top, so it does help a little bit. Excuse the mess. So the question is, what never stops? Well, if you've been watching my lives, you will know exactly what we're talking about. Exactly. What have I been doing? The video was up today as well for anyone who hasn't been able to catch my lives for some reason. And it really never stops. Last year, I did a video calling it Groundhog Day, not meaning the animal and the day in America when the animal, the Groundhog Day, but from the film Groundhog Day. In the film, it also meant reoccurring. The same thing happens again and again and again, and it just seems like you're replaying the same day over and over again, much like those people who have very short memory. And it's a true fact that many people wake up each day and don't know who they are, where they are, what's going on, or what happened yesterday. So that's Groundhog Day syndrome is one of the titles of it. So for me, Groundhog Day means the same day it feels like reoccurring again and again. And last year, same as this year, was picking all the olives. I was saying on my last live, it's a true condition. You get olive blindness and you just see like spots before your eyes, but purple all the time. Even when you're picking the tree, you pick it on, then you sort of look through and see, is there any you've missed? And you go to pick them again and you reach through and there's nothing there. Oh, look at me wearing a purple t-shirt. Crazy. This is my the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla t-shirt. So I don't know if you can see that clearly or not. It's really cool. The colours actually change on the print. So do go and check out the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorillas channel. Really cool. Lots of different things. Some gardening. The videos I like best of theirs is the selling and buying videos. They go to sort of car boots, yard sales, whatever you want to call them, all sorts of things, and selling and buying. And the things they buy, a little bit out the norm for some people. And that's what I love about it. Some really different stuff they've got. And you should see the Gorilla's collection of stuff he's got. He likes to buy particularly things like old tools, like the metal work of the tool, and put handles on, and he changes things and really almost like a salvage and reboot, if you like, much like my friend Shelley from Repurposed My Way. Do go and check out her channel. She makes crafts and things, and she often buys some things and then makes them into something else. So that's Repurposed My Way, and that's Shelley from Off Grid Whiskey and Sunshine Off Grid. I always forget which way around it is. So do check that out. She's actually one of my mods, so if she comes on, I'll get her to throw the link up for you. If you want me to shout out your channel, then people have been sending me stickers, which until I get back to my normal videos, rather than just chatting away for now because I'm knackered and I don't get anything prepped to talk about or show. When I'm back on those, I do wear the stickers. Instead of doing the board and put them on your fridge and all the things everyone does, I thought I'd be a little bit different, as I like to be. And I made the stickers into badges, and I do wear those on my lives. If you don't have stickers or you want to go one bigger, you can send me anything, cups, t-shirts. I can't return anything. The only thing I do is do free seed giveaways, and I do them every month for people that are a big part of my community, whether it's just commenting regularly, being in the chats, just really being a good community person with my channel. So as I'm not wearing the badges today, I'll just show you what ones I've got so far. So you can send me those, or as I say, t-shirts I wear. And obviously the t-shirts I do wear in my videos as well. So you get quite a lot of shout outs. So the first one I ever got was Black's Tropical Homestead. And if there was any t-shirt I would buy from any channel, I can't afford to do that. It's too self-indulgent. And if there was one, she does great t-shirts with Soil Sister on. That is what I would like, because it's relevant to me rather than just a channel name. So that is, if I ever did buy one, that would be the one. Black's Tropical Homestead. And I don't think it's, well, for me, I wouldn't like to buy one from one channel and not support all my other friends as well. So there's that. And she also sent me at the same time Soil Family Expo. Now, I've talked a lot about this before in my videos. Do go on her channel. Sherry is the one doing the channel. Do go on her channel, and you'll find out all about that. It's something you can go to in an event. I seem to be going suddenly very dark on the screen. I don't know why. But it's an event you can go to, meet other homesteaders, and not just homesteaders. I think there's people there that make soap, like organic soap and things like that. So do go onto Sherry's channel, Black's Tropical Homestead. Find out more about that. The next one I got was this one. As I said, I've made them all into badges. Danny Day's Homestead. She's a really sweet girl. She is quite new to growing, and she shows you the real side of it. You're learning with her, and Danny, you've learned so much. I'm so proud of you for the little time you've been doing it. She's turned her life completely around and enjoying growing, and she's met so many friends via growing and YouTube. So do check out Danny Day's Homestead. Don't forget, guys, if you go anywhere, do say Dawn sent you. It'd be really nice, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know when I even do shout outs. I just do random ones for random channels sometimes. The next one I got was Andale Homestead. And I love her little saying, the land of plenty. I love it. She's got great t-shirts too. I think most of the channels have. So do go and have a look if you can afford to buy things. I'm going very dark on the screen. Don't know why. Oh, I think it's focusing on when I put a badge up. Okay. So it's Andale's Homestead, and it's a really sweet lady. And she does obviously growing, but chats and lots of different things. She's at the moment, she's into sharing a lot more other channels and recipes and how to do things. It's her focus right now. So there's that. She sent me another one at the same time. Ooh, the pin's open of that one. I like this one. I like shaped ones. I think the shaped ones just give a little bit more something. That's really nice. And thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I can see thumbs up. And then the next one I got, and you'll see I did a video, not the last one posted, but the one before, Digging for Health. And that's Andrea. And she does lots of recipes, and she's got, I always get wrong what they're called, a dryer. She's got a dryer and all about her dryer, and she's doing different things for that. She does lots of collaborations. She's done a pumpkin collaboration more recently. So do get onto her channel if you enjoy taking part in collaborations. She's quite keen on doing those at the moment. That's her focus. And at the same time, she sent me this one. I love this. I just love her logo. Look, that sort of says it all, doesn't it? Digging for Health. And she's got a mic as well. I've got a mic. She's got a mic. I hope your mic's doing well, Andrea. He's not been too good lately. So there's that one. So if you want to send me stickers, as I say, I can't return anything. The only thing I am doing is if you become a good part, strong part of my community, then of course I will add you to my almighty list of recipients. I do one a month at the moment, and I just put you up on my community post. I did one today. I actually made a little error for it. If anyone has looked at it, you'll see I did it twice. I put up 2 community posts because I have been saying, look at the picture of when I do the beginning of the month, the free seed giveaway, who's going to get it this month. And you'll see the same picture every month. So you can just scroll through quickly and find it if you don't want to read all the community posts, or you just want to see who's got it. And I made an error. Anne Dale was the recipient this month. And I just put her picture up because she's actually one of my moderators. So I had her picture in my file and I put it up. So, oh, cripes. I did say that I would put up the same picture every month, which I've been doing. So I thought, oh, so I went into community post to see if I could actually change the picture like you can in your videos. You can change the thumbnail, and you can't in community post. Well, okay, you could take it down and redo it. Didn't have the time for that with everything I'm doing. So I didn't want to take it down. I think there was some thumbs up already on it. I don't know if there were comments or not. I didn't look quick enough, but there was definitely activity on there. So I thought, oh, there's no harm in it. Leave it up there and do it again with the same picture. So congratulations to Anne Dale. And you can let her know if she's not on today or she's busy. Do let her know she's a recipient, because I'm sure if you become the recipient and you miss it, you'd like to know, because it's only open for the month when I announce it, because I don't want them ongoing, or I could run out of a certain type of seed that I say is available. So do let people know, and they might let you know if you miss it as well. And if you're up on my community post as being the recipient at any time, you have to send me an email with your address or an address to send it to, and tell me which of the seeds listed under the video that I link at that community post. It says, I keep that current, I change it as I put a new recipient down, and it says all the seeds currently available, and you can have as many as you want. So if you want, oh yeah, I have all of those, thanks, you're very welcome to do that. I'd rather post more seeds out than just a few, because it's not worth the post in that respect. But I know some people can't grow certain things, or don't want tree seeds, or don't want the flower seeds, or whatever, or may only want the flowers and not the vegetables, and so on and so forth. So do put any you do not want, because there's no point sending them. I'll save them for somebody else. And as I've said in the video that I link you to, please do not say, oh no thank you, could you send them instead to blah blah. Well, I've got plenty of people that I want to send them to, so I would rather you just say no thank you, and that's that. Or if you don't want to give me an address, that's fine too. So no, it's a bit like in the comments, I let you say all about your own channel. You can type what you like in the chat, because it's your community channel. My page is your page, so this is your area to type in whatever you want about your channel if you're on the live chat. But please don't mention other channels that aren't anything to do with my community. If why you promoting a channel that doesn't want to watch my channel through my channel, just go to anyone else's channel and put that there. Don't bring it here. So obviously, yeah, I'm completely happy with you. Talk about your own channel, put in your own links in if you can do that. Put in what your latest video is. You can put that. If I always say, if your channel name doesn't say everything you do on your channel, it's just your name or something like that, then it's a good space to come and just type in what sort of things you do on your channel. And I know a lot of people in my community have got so many new subscribers from doing that. So do, if you're on my live, do take this space to promote your own channel, because that's what I'm all about, finding a community myself and sharing the community that is my community with new community. And I know everyone that are quite regular in my chats, you've all made friends with each other now, and when I go on their channels and look in the comments, I see you there that I know wasn't there till you met them in my chat, and that really makes my day. That's what it's all about for me. So that's great. So yes, as I was saying at the beginning, it never stops. I have now finished picking the olives. I'd finished picking them when I last spoke to you on my last live. And I said I was just starting sawing all the trees down. As I said, there was still some really big ones. I explained all that in my last live, so do go back and look at that if you want to know more info, why there's some still big ones. So I went back and started, I'm sawing down the big ones that weren't fully chopped down last time because they were massive. They were like these ones you see too tall to pick. So last year they were chopped down, I would say a third off the top, and now they're just really big trees. So I'm chopping those down and going around trimming all the others, as you may have seen in my video I posted today. When they get so laden with the great big olives that I've got this year, they hang right down and don't touch the ground, but they're not far off. So when you pick them, they don't bounce back up again. You then have to cut all those back and trim all those. You'll get new shoots off the trunk every year regardless, so you have to chop those all away as well. And then any that, you know, I've said before, you cut the middles out of the tree. You leave really 3 trunks. You don't want more than 3, but you do sometimes get 4 if they're an old tree, like main trunks coming out. Let them all be away from each other, cut out the whole middle, and that you have to go back and do. You might see new growth starting coming out the middle of all those, up the middle. You want to cut all that away as well. And then sometimes they're thick trees, because there's different types of olives and the trees do look different. If you're very good at it, you know, some are more what I call bristly inside. I call them almost like a nest, and they get several layers of branches coming down inside. So you don't only pick from the outside, you go on the inside and pick as well. Hence why you also want the inside clear, so you can get in and walk round and not be like through all the hanging branches. So I'm going in, and those, what I call the nest ones, chopping all that almost deady looking or layers inside. It's a bit like hairdressing, someone long hair and you go and cut all the layers out inside. And then when you've done all that, you just want to trim them to look pretty and shaped. So I'm going around doing all that. I think when we last spoke, I was just starting the 3rd tree. I think I said I was just starting the 3rd tree of the big ones. I'm doing the big ones first. And if you want to see which ones they are and what they look like before I've started cutting them, any videos where I talk about the olive grove, the lower olive grove, because we've got them everywhere, the very last trees. And I think it's in the video I've just posted that I say I'm walking down the lower olive grove towards the big trees at the end, and those end ones are the ones I've cut or cutting now. So I think I was just starting the 3rd tree. Well, I've now cut 4 trees. So that tells you how slow it is with really big trees, but I haven't got to do all of them again. I will trim, as I say, from the trunk, any bits coming up, I will trim those again. And just neaten some up and just see if there's any shoots coming on the inside. So once I've got over the main trees, it won't be so bad. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. So that's why I say it never stops, because first you pick them all and then you think, oh, I'm done. I've finally done them all. But then you have to go around trimming them. And as I say, once I've got these really big ones done this year, next year won't be as bad. It will just be a case of what I've just said, the trimming and the shoots. So it is future proofing. It's taken me a little longer than I would have liked because I don't have the energy. You all think I've got so much energy. But as I said in my last live, just holding the saw, I can't hold things for long, and suddenly my hand just it either locks tight or it suddenly shoots open. It's been a bit dangerous sawing. And I was talking to Shelley, and I was saying basically, I'm asking that they're very good. If you go to Off Grid Whiskey and Sunshine, or Whiskey and Sunshine Off Grid, sorry, I always forget which way around it is. If you go onto them, they're very good at tools and tractors and off grid solar panels, anything like that. That's a channel to ask. And I'd seen on videos, hi there. Nice to see you. Fishes and Loaves Life. If you want to put a bit on your on the chat here now about your channel, so people either watching now or later might be interested in coming on your channel. I always do that on my lives. So type a little bit about your channel, what it's about, or a video that you think people would like. So do type that in. I'll just finish what I'm saying and I'll read your comments. Yeah, so it's a bit dangerous. So I did say to them, I've seen on videos, it's almost like a small hand saw, not a bow saw, just a sort of curved saw. I don't know what you call that, like for cutting trees and things. There's a handheld, battery operated, like mini chainsaw, because I can't even hold heavy tools. So I thought it would be good, but I was a bit concerned. It's what I would call a girl tool. Sorry for all you great girls out there that really do your tool stuff. I can't manage heavy tools. So I call it a girl tool. That's for me. But I was worried. It did look a little bit tacky is not the word. You know what I mean? Like it probably wouldn't be as good as it looks. And I've seen some older people use it. And I thought, well, if they can use it, I should be able to use it. So I asked about that. As you may or may not know, I'm off grid. So, and yeah, Shelley or her husband came back to me and they basically said, yeah, everyone's using these battery ones now. So I might have a look at those and see. Mike knows good brands, as in companies and that. So we'll have a look, see how much they are, because I'm hand sawing. I can't use a chainsaw or even holding a drill. There's you're not quite up to speed where we are on our build project that we're doing, the old stables build. I must do the next episode of that, edit that for you. But on that, I had to, Mike was putting up some, what do you call the wall boards to make walls boards. He was putting those up, but he needed from one side to press it and the other side to drill it. And he said it was too high, had to go up a ladder to do it. And he said, well, you won't be able to do that. You'll have to drill the screws in, like a drill with like to screwing nails. Listen to me. I'll tell you about a video I want to do in a minute. So to screw that in, but even holding like a drill, it was a drill, holding that was too heavy for me. So there's that. A Fishes and Loaves Life says, wish someone I had an area in my subtropical yard that was more Mediterranean for rosemary and olive trees. Ooh, olive trees are so easy. You don't, like I've just said, how it goes on and on, but we don't even water ours. We don't even water them. You'll see there's like water pipes there, because when we first came, we did all these water pipes. They do say you should water them just before the blossom, and then that's all you need to do. But we get winter rain eventually, end of November, sometimes December, January, and then sporadically maybe February. Maybe, it depends. So we don't water them because that's going to be the blossom time. So those pipes Mike's actually saying about taking them up and using them elsewhere. Subtropical, suburban, chronic pain, ultramarine wife and mum trying. Oh, sorry, right, this is your channel. I was like, I know this. What are you telling me? Right. So A Fishes and Loaves Life. Do go and check out the channel. The Content is subtropical, suburban, chronic pain, autoimmune, wife and mum trying to garden in zone 10B, Florida. I'm terrible at brave about myself. That's really cool. I didn't actually know you were Florida. I didn't know you were Florida. And getting close to that, you sound like you have trigger fingers, hard cramping grasp, and suddenly opens. Kind of. It's to do with my brain. It's my brain damage that does it, but it is, yes. It's the symptoms of that, but it's from my brain damage. Lots of things don't work, or they suddenly do. Some days I'm all right. I was actually thinking about physically. Normally, it's my hands get stuck closed, but since I've been soaring, they've been throwing this blade around, and I'm up a tree as well, up a ladder, up a tree. I'm laughing. But yeah, they're 8 now. I do lots of physiotherapy and stuff. So I've got this, but at the moment it hurts too much to do. That's this hand. So I'm pleased that it's doing the shooting thing rather than the cramping shut kind of thing. If you've been on my other channel, you'll see I do a thing where I do dancing fingers, and I had faces on them and made them dance, doing tap dancing to music. And obviously in this position, when I finished it, it took me about 15 minutes to undo all the fingers, and it's painful. It feels like when you've had a dislocation and you pop it back. It's really painful. And that's why on my other channel I started doing folding napkins, and I've doing a whole series of different folds of napkins. It was for a bit of physio for myself. So yeah, so do go and check out A Fishes and Loaves Life if you haven't been on the channel. Teddy says, I'm so hello, but got to step out. Have a good day. Thanks, Teddy. Thanks for coming along. I was Teddy's first subscriber. I was many people's first subscriber because many people I either helped set up their channel or encouraged them to start. Fishes and Loaves Life, we touched base early on in your channel journey and mine. Yeah, I must say I haven't been on yours for a while, actually. I've sort of, you know how you get too many, and this is what I always say to people. If I haven't been on your channel for a while, drop a comment under a video or come on the chat if you can make the time. And it reminds me, let me write your channel down, because what I do now, I try and have a bit of paper by my live, and if anyone suggests something or gives me a clue of something, I write it down, and then the next day normally, or the day after, I get the bit of paper and go through it. And yes, it was your channel. I remember when I first came on, and the link, when you type it in, it sent me to another channel, and I'd put something, a link up or something on somewhere, and you're like, that's not my channel. Do you remember? Because there's very similar channel names. I shouldn't lean on the table there because my light's flashing. To over here, A Fishes and Loaves Life. Fishes and Loaves Life. If you've got that message yet about doing a handle, you need to do it, because there, as I say, there's very similar channel names to yours. So if you don't get the handle, someone else will take it. My husband has had issues with trigger fingers. Scary. I was just looking at stress balls for him. Doubt hubby would do dancing fingers, so because of you helping others. That's so funny. That is so funny. That was a mistake to do that. I tell you what else I do, plaiting my hair. Yeah, plaiting. And it's quite long, my hair now. It's probably down to about here now. About here. And I get to about here and my fingers don't want to know anymore. What I actually do, I don't know how often you've seen on a live or whatever, I plait it to about here, and then the rest of it I roll and then tie it up. So you often see my plaits about this long, when seriously I'm probably down here more. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I try and keep moving and do it. Some days are better than others. As I say, it is exactly, I would say, like trigger finger, but it's not caused for the same reasons. It's my brain just plays up. So any of my symptoms, my many mega symptoms, I can be fine one day. I can have something one day, not the next day. I could have 10 things wrong at once. I could have nothing wrong, or, as has happened a few times, everything you can think of, including all my internal organs, just decided to stop at the same time. You can have it all at once. So I'm just sort of ticking time bomb, basically. But all we found is the more I do and keep busy and keep everything going, I'm very tired, but that seems to stop things malfunctioning, basically. But the minute I stop and rest, this is why I try and keep my lives to under 2 hours. Even that, when I close down, get up, I can barely get up and sort of move everything again, kind of thing. Maybe I should do a bit of dancing on my live. But yeah, that's just me. Where are we? Indeed, my issue too many channels. I need to get back to making content for the last 3 years. Oh, had my mum, she's just passed. Oh, I'm sorry, but we hope to get vids up again. Yeah, see, I've got a note now, so I will be there. I have adopted brain damaged son. Oh, that's nice for you. Sad his chemical damage. Oh, from birth, mum. Oh dear. Perhaps genetic because he's autistic. Oh, bless. I've worked with in the past, autistic and other similar type disabilities, and that it's very fulfilling. So yeah, good on you, if that's the right words. That's really, really good. That's really nice. So yeah, I'm sure you know a lot about all sorts of things to do with that. But just I understand the brain's so mysterious. It's very interesting. And as I say, it is like your computer center, and there's no way I can stop anything happening. As I say, it really is multiple things, and can't stop any of it happening. And people say, how do you just get on with life? Well, you either get on with life or you give up on life. So I do try and be cheery and live for today, and tomorrow sort itself out. I think that's part of why I do so much as well, because I think I could have episodes or different things wrong with me tomorrow, and I won't be able to do things for a day, a week, a month, a year. I don't know each time. So I think I always feel I need to get things done. So yeah. But yeah, I've learned so much about the brain, and basically you've got no control on your brain. You can exercise parts of the brain. There's a certain part of my brain that doesn't function at all, and there's other bits that are kind of, if you like, short circuit, let's say, every now and then. So I need to keep those active, but there's some parts, once they're gone. So I just keep exercising all the parts I can, which is why I'm into so many things. So I don't know what time it is for you, but it really is evening here. I have to say that, because some people are like, we're just having breakfast. Is that what you have for breakfast? So yeah, it's like picking the olives. I'm glad we had to pick them so much earlier this year, because now they're done. And as I say, the trees. Oh, my light's gone out again. It just does it by itself. It's weird. Sorry for that flashing. Oh, nothing's making it go off. Whoa. Stop. I don't want to turn it off. That's weird. I didn't move or touch anything. It just got tired. We all get tired. So yes, I was chopping the trees, and I've done 4 now. The 5th one I just started, but I'm in the process of, as you saw on the palette project video, last but one, or one before that, I'm making a change on the hoogles. So what I wanted to do is get those built up a bit more, and it's going to be a long job. Obviously, just building one hoogle is a lot of work, and I've got, I can't remember how many it was. I think it was something like 29, and raised beds as well. So I wanted to build those up. I just felt in the mood for getting that done. And also while I'm doing the trees, I'm thinking, oh, I've got that to do. So I went and did some of that today. I quite enjoyed that. So it was literally getting lots of straw and hay and compound. I haven't changed it to compost completely. I wanted to just mature it a bit, let it all break down, eggshells and all sorts of things, but not turn it into compost, because I want the straw and the grasses and all that. So today I've been wheelbarrowing that backwards and forwards from the compost that isn't composed yet, decomposed yet, composed, it's writing a song, decomposed yet. So I've got maybe 1/3 of them done, so I'm pleased with that. And then by the time, if I don't get any more done by the time we get rain, that will all go nice and mushy, and then I'll put some more on. My prayers for you, rewiring yourself well. Oh bless. Oh heck, none of us are who are not doing something very sad knows our expiration date. Just keep going and growing your stuff. You're inspiring. Oh, that's lovely. Your words are inspiring. That's so kind of you. So yeah, that's what I've been doing today. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to hit the trees again. Also, I post all my videos on all my channels today. So I didn't want to sort of start with the trees and then stop, because the Lower Olive Grove where I am at the moment is quite a walk from the house. So I didn't want to go all the way down there and come all the way back. So I stopped doing that today. And that also makes me rest my hand a little bit more, and secondly, it also gives me a break doing different jobs. So there are 2 jobs that need really doing, so they're done. And yesterday I did get my walk in. I've been trying to do Tuesday walks, and I finally got to the ravine. Yay! Every time I've tried to do the walk to the ravine, something's occurred and I haven't been going there. Something I'd condition one time, and I don't know, all sorts. Every time I went to go, something occurred. So I filmed that, I've edited that. It's about 20 minutes, which is quite a long one for me. And I thought, oh, shall I cut it? And I was like, no, you need the whole thing. If you want to see some awesome scenery, real panoramic scenery, and it's only a short walk from my house. So if you ever come and stay with me, you can walk there too. And as I say, all my walk videos, I've labelled them with a letter. So if you did ever come and go, oh, I love that walk, take me there where it is, you just tell me the letter of the alphabet that the walk is, and I've got my notes as to which walk and where I've gone. But if you want to see some stunning Cyprus scenery, I think it's next to come out. I have an issue with the tiny snails. Need to put in a beer pool for them. Oh, snails, yes. And slugs. Slugs are good. They love raised beds too. They certainly do. Thinking I will pour cheap beer in before. You did lasagna layer. Yeah, that's quite like hugel in a way. Just slightly different compounds. But yeah, it's best for that to do the brown, green, brown, green. Cardboard on the bottom is always a good idea, but if you do cardboard, I've seen a lot of people do this non-dig cardboard, but then they only put about this much stuff on the top. The stuff grows and then they go, oh, why is it dying off now? It's got nowhere to root. The cardboard lasts quite a long time. Your area looks gorgeous. We have our beaches. Yeah, I said here I didn't know if I wanted sea or mountain views. We got both. We can see the sea down over our pool, and we've got mountain views up behind us as well. It's such a nice area here. As I say, it's Walk J. Walk J is the one to post. I'm just going to look. I think I've got it down ready to post next. Yes, it's the next one. Stunning landscape views. Walk to the ravine. Walk H. Oh, walk H. I lied. It's walk H. Walk H. It's really nice. And first of all, I show you where I've gone, but from the other side, because that was the end of a walk I've done since, like the letters of the alphabet. The reason the walk's letters are different is because at the end of the previous walk to walk H, I said, and the next video we walk to the ravine. Well, I couldn't not do a walk till I got to there. It's quite a walk, but it's not a long way distance away. But for me, it's up mountain. It's a lot of it's flat, but then you go up mountain, and I wasn't up for that. So I'd filmed other walks after. So walk O, I'm actually the other side of the valley. And that video was so long that I left the little bit of where you can see across to where I go to the ravine walk. It's not the ravine, it's a valley before the ravine. So I've put that on first of walk H, and then I walked to this valley the other side, and I put, right, that's a bit of film you just saw. I was there, and now I'm here, and you look across this green valley. It's really deep, and you couldn't possibly get from side to side. You have to go like really a long way around. And then I walked to the ravine. So stunning. Yes, going to do cardboard and wood. Cool, but they're deep. So lots of soil on the top. It's a barrier for the naughty stuff to stay in my husband's former grass base. Naughty stuff equals stuff he used to make his grass pretty. Righty-ho. Well, you should see what my mic's been doing today. We've had for a long time slabs that we got off the roadside. When I say slabs, I'm talking hundreds. Slabs that they were making kitchens and gardens out of for an estate. And they just dumped all what was left, and you could choose colours. So they had loads of this left, loads of this left, loads of this left. And he's been using them all different areas. You might have seen some so far. And the what I call the stony patio ones rather than the marble ones, we're going to now put around the new pool, the swimming pool. And what Mike did when they have come recently and put the new lining in the pool, he asked them to keep the old lining for us, cut it in quite big bits, and he's now put it, I filmed him today, he's raked it all flat all round the pool because we've never had any pool surround, and he's raked it all flat, and he's using the old pool liner to go down before he puts the stone paving slabs all round the pool. So that's going to be a long time coming because it's not just round the pool. I actually filmed today the whole area we eventually want to do because it all kind of joins up. My hubby does not use organic stuff on his grass. I got that. I thought that was funny. I like the way you word your things. Very good. We put up a fence and it has caused so much shade, difficult to grow in shade, so might be my chance to put in more small fruit trees. Yes, you can have too much sun. That's a problem we have here. And also it could be a problem if you're growing things that aren't of your country. I know I like to grow different stuff, and if you know, my friend Josh from Australia sent me loads of seeds, Australian type seeds, and from other places. And it's a challenge, but I really want to grow more stuff so that the locals go, what's that? And that's my idea with doing my free seed giveaways every month, that I can't wait to see people growing what I grew, because I grow the stuff. I harvest the seeds, hence why people call me the seed grower. So I've grown stuff, harvested the seeds, and it's those seeds that I send out. So I can't wait. I've done two or three have I sent already? I think two. I've done it 2 times, and I've just put the next recipient up. So, and I always say that if there's any channels here that are, let's say, something else, not a homesteading or growing channel, and you do want the seeds and you grow stuff, do let me know, because obviously if I don't know that you have got a garden, if it's not in your videos, for example, I wouldn't know to send you seeds. So if anyone's watching this back later and you're not a homesteader on your videos, but you have got a garden or you would like to grow some seeds, then do let me know, because or else you won't be on my list. Too much sun, I meant. We have too much sun or not enough, and we have moisture, so much usually, but it's been real wet to super dry this year. Yeah, it's really changeable. Can you say which part of Florida you are or not? If you don't want to, that's fine. Just give me some scope if you're west or where. But if you don't want to say, that's fine, because I know a lot of people don't like to say exactly where they are. But I watch quite a lot of YouTubers in west. I'd say west. What's the name of the place? Cape. I'm thinking coral something. Coral something, or Cape Coral. Is that right? Can't remember. I wonder how much customs damaged them here with X-ray. Southeast Florida, near the coast, right? Palm Beach country, right? Not near the YouTubers. Where's the light gone again? It just goes off. Oh, it's back on again. Spooky. We've had Halloween. Yeah, so that was my walks one that's coming up next. So that will be, what we're on now, Wednesday. So that'll be Friday, because on this channel I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and do the lives Monday, Wednesday. Today I posted the olives, fantastic olives, after my severe olive tree cutting method video last year. And then the one before that was I got mail that I was talking about at the beginning. So that's that one. And on my second channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, today I posted, funny, I was talking about the napkin folding, so I posted part 3 of that one today. And last week I posted continuing reading my nan's autobiography. She was born in 1918, and I've got her handwritten story and little incidents and things she remembered, and I've been reading it out. I thought, I'd like to share that and also keep it, if you like, and share it out a bit. So it's quite fun and interesting. As I say, she was born 1918, and I'm up to the bit. She's got her first job. She's left school and gone to work. Obviously, they were younger in those days when they went to work, and quite a funny story about that. Her parents had left out on her bed like grown-up clothes to wear for her first day at work, and that was quite funny about that. It's got its own playlist, so if you're looking for them, you don't have to search for the videos. Just always check out my playlist, because I do divide things up fairly well. Trumping is huge. Mar-a-Lago's nice drive by on a weekend. Oh, that's there, is it? I didn't know that. I'm not on the island of Palm Beach, or my channel would be way better. I would have my own cameraman. Is that I'd have my own cameraman, or I'd have my own cameraman. Oh, how lovely that you have that story. Yeah, that's why I want to share it. I want to read it. And I think the first episode, what episode is that? Are we on? What have I posted? Part 3. I've just posted part 3. On the first one, I think I've kept it in the titles of each one, and I'm saying this is being read by her granddaughter. So I thought that was a nice little touch. And who knows, historically later on, other people might see it that might not see the book. It's hard to read her writing. So if I stumble on words a bit, because I'm literally reading it out, and while I'm reading it, I've just got pictures of her. Haven't got that many pictures of her, And later on it get better because she mentions other people in the family, so I go put their pictures up. Yeah, so that's quite good. I have to still go through the reason I sort of can't read, I've said this before, it's so annoying. I'm doing this through the YouTube, just web camera live, click live, go live. And on this side of the chat, when you host on the YouTube one, I don't know if you know, but you've got it a nice white background you can read, but the host gets a black background with white writing, and it's so hard to read it. It really is. So that's why I've sort of, what does it say? It's really hard to read. Where are we? I have to still go through my mum's storage. I delight in old letters from my grandmum. Last night found the half aprons of my great grandmum. Oh, that's lovely. I love going through stuff. I do a lot of that on my live sometimes. So I'm trying to sort out stuff and downsize bits and pieces. And people enjoy that, because one time I said, I found this while I was sorting things out. And I had such a good response that sometimes on the live I'll sit and go through a file or a folder and things like that. Go, oh, look, I found this, I found that. And people are really loving that. I love going through stuff. She had a half apron for seasons or holidays and found bedding that were crocheted. I need to hand wash them all. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, none of your husband's stuff in there, eh? So the napkin one's gone up today, and next Wednesday on my other channel, I'm posting part 2, because I did part 1 a long time ago. Part 2 of Who Are You? And it's all different things to find out more about yourself and why you're how you are in all sorts of ways, through writing, through how you draw, through how you look, through your responses to questions, through your abilities. And this one is part 2, is an activity to find your characteristics based on your shape, because I was into psychology, so I keep it all fun and light, but it's very interesting. Trying to figure out where to put the treasures, that's hard. Yes, you know the way. Poor hubby has a corner with his books and snacks, and he's fine. If you've got loads of stuff and you just want to store it, keep it really nice, because I don't know how much stuff you got, take photos and maybe make kind of a collage of photos and then frame it. Or if you're like a lot of people, don't like pictures on the wall and that, if you could get something like a table, then you could put all the pictures on the table and then have a glass top. So it's always there, you're always looking at it, but it's not clutter. That's a couple of ideas. My shape has become more round. That is because you're a more rounded person as you get older. Oh dear. Yeah, that's an idea to sort of, because I always say, if there's things you feel you should keep but you don't want to keep, take a photo of it. That's always the way I've kind of said that. And I know some people with old clothes, they cut them up, keep all little bits of material, make a blanket or something like that. I'm someone who mostly does like things to be useful, though there are certain things, if you see in my lives where I've sorted some old stuff out, so I'm like, oh, I've got to keep that. But there's a lot of stuff I'm a bit more, not lethal with it, but a bit more, well, what am I keeping it for? I haven't got any children. Who cares, you know? So if it doesn't bring me great joy, I don't feel the need to keep things if I don't want them. But yeah, a lot of people take photos of them now. Yes, I've done things like that. Great ideas. Afraid to ruin the old pictures. Need to get acid-free albums. Yeah, that's the trouble here. If you put a picture on the wall, the sun just takes the colour out of it. So that's really, really hard to do. Well, I did say today I was going to go through my Kindle and tell you all the books I've got, because I was talking on the last live about how I like obscure books. And I said, oh, if I go to a book sale, which there aren't many around here, but if I do, I'd rather look at the reference section or the obscure sort of books or learn something new. So I said, that's funny, because I only get 3 books on Kindle. I don't pay for any books. And I'll look for those obscure titles. So I said I was going to go through all my titles. I have a daughter, her room is disaster. This would overwhelm her. Yeah, I'm watching lots of videos of like decluttering, not how to declutter, but people who have gone in and they do clear outs, those kind of things, and they've gone on, it's all these hoarder homes, and not like the documentary type ones, just like people who are auctioneers and that, and they just go in. And I'd love to do that. I would so love to do it. I like tidying up, not cleaning, not that sort of tidying, but sorting out stuff. And I'd love to do it. I know people do that for a job, not in Cyprus, but I wouldn't mind working in a second-hand shop and sorting. I like sorting. I'd like to be that person who, maybe to work with someone who does decluttering, but they don't want to sort it all out. So be their person. I'd like them to go, oh, look, I've got this tons of Lego at Car Boot, but I haven't got the time to make it up into what it's supposed to be to see if all the pieces are there. I'd do that. Or I've got all these jigsaw puzzles, but I can't sell them on if they haven't got all the pieces there. I'd do that. That's the kind of thing I'd like to do. Or sorting out people's cupboards, organising and all. I'd love to do that. I really would, but I can't find anyone who wants help in Cyprus. I would love to do that. Someone who's moving. If you're moving, I'd like to come to your new house and sort it all out. I'd love that. I have to figure out how to unsub from Audible. Oh, I don't know. We've been paying for it and I barely use it. The minimalists make me anxious with all they just toss. I can do it with other people's stuff easy. Yeah, I'm not minimalist, not in the slightest, but I don't have things just because. And that's what I'm sorting out. It's stuff, I'm just going less and less with it. I think part because of my condition, things don't mean what they did. Although saying that, go back, look at my other lives where I was sorting out stuff. There's lots of really important stuff, as in insignificant, but really strong memories. So, yeah, I just don't keep everything. Let's say that. I don't keep everything, and I can downsize a bit. I like tidy, although I haven't got one of these tidy houses, but I like things to have a place. And that's why I've got this room, and I gave Mike another room in the house. I said, that's yours. As long as the door's shut, we call them both our offices, but this is my stuff. He's got a room, he's got a desk and drawers and whatever. That's his room. Shut the door. That's your room. And I think if you can do that, that's really great. And then the house is reasonably tidy. Yeah, I don't know how to unsub from Audible. I've never used it. I'm not very good at just listening. Puzzles, spray paint on cardboard, cut out, make cute little wreath ornaments for children. Oh, that's a nice idea. That's a lovely one. Oh, that's nice. It's a really good idea. Yeah, I think I like puzzles, but as I say, we don't have that many walls to actually put things in. I've talked about this before. Got loads of rooms, but there's no walls. We're not open plan. We've got lots of rooms, but just like windows and doors, and there's windows and doors, and most of our kitchen is nearly all windows one side and the other side's wall cupboards, so that kind of thing. Puzzle pieces, I meant. Add red beads and a bow after it's dry. That's a really nice idea. That's a really nice idea. It's lovely. Yes, so Kindle. It takes a minute to put it on. This is just a tablet. It's a tablet, so I haven't got a Kindle. I've just got the app on here. And that's mostly what I use this for. I use this for my learning apps. I've got most of it's in Greek language on here, only because that's how I like to do things. This is kind of my Kindle's not, although I have got some Greek books on there. Yeah, so it's apps on here. Oh, my geocaching, but I can't go out geocaching with it. I have to take a photo shot of where I want to go, because I don't have I can only use internet here, so I can't go on the walk and use geocaching. So I take a screenshot of the map where I'm sort of planning on going and go from there. Just seeing what else I've actually got on here. So yeah, I've got Kindle, geocaching, obviously like photos and whatever, but I don't use this for photos or anything. Haven't got YouTube or anything on it. Oh, birds. What bird is it? Cypriot birds. Got the Daily Mail, an English newspaper on here. And then it's all Greek. We've got like hangman, but it's in Greek. The Cypriot to Greek dictionary, because they are two different languages. And sometimes I know both words, but sometimes I can't remember which is the Cypriot word and which is the Greek word. So it's a dictionary, Cypriot to Greek. LearnBots, which is Greek 5000, which is a Greek app, Lingo Greek, Tobo Greek, Learn Greek, English to Greek dictionary. I need help with that. Think of the English words sometimes. Greek grammar, Greek conversation, Greek words, Drops is a Greek app, Learn Greek, Greek sentence, Greek easy learn, obviously. And then I've got some therapy apps, as in physical therapy. Got quite a lot. Oh, a jigsaw app. Jigsaws. I do like a proper jigsaw, but jigsaw app. Like a Scrabble, but you play by yourself against a computer. Scrabble. And then Crossword Unlimited. Now, it's not crosswords. It's the one where there's all numbers on the boxes. Like a crossword, but there's all numbers, and each number represents a letter, and you have to figure out what letter that is. I like those. Did you understand that? So there might be all number twos over it in places, and you have to figure out, well, what letter is that? And that's how you do it. I must head out. Okay, thanks for coming. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. Thank you. I've got Dutch shuffleboard game, Tri-Peaks, Wild Jacks. That's a brilliant game. If any of you have got accessible to apps, look up Wild Jacks. That's my favourite game. Puck Pool, Brick Break Arcade, Unblock something, Ball Block, Connect Me. That's a good game. Pac-Man, obviously, but it's a version 256 or 266. Car Rally, Blob Connect, Tap the Frog, Bubbles, and then multiple games on one app. And then I've got about 4 escape room type ones. I like those. Mandalas, got that. Mandu. And the anti-stress one I showed you before. It's not like anti-stress. It's just like little fun things. I showed it before on the live. So what are we looking for? Kindle. I didn't show you what my screensaver was. You'd like that. So I'm just going on Kindle now. Let's see if I can bring the titles up without going online. Library. Okay, so obviously I've got some homesteady type ones. I've got Spanish. I've read this one, The Black Death, all about the Black Death. because that's quite interesting when we were going through the pandemic to see where they got over it. Pilates, hand drawings. Haven't read most of these yet. Haven't. Macrame. I want to do macrame because I've got some deck cherry type things that I want to make macrame to make them into hammocks. So if any of you can do that and you want to come to Cyprus, I will give you free accommodation if you come and do macrame and make my deck chairs into like macrame chairs. So email me. My email's below. So if you want to come with the partner, that's fine. Drawings, Spanish. I'm not going to Spain. Homesteady type ones. Would you rather this or would you rather that? Homesteading. New, old and forgotten remedies. This is one of these old-fashioned books. I don't know quite what they are, but they're years old, and there's some institution that brings them back and reprints them. Canning and preserving, weekend homesteader, self-sufficient living cheat sheet. Ooh, haven't read that. The American frugal housewife. Haven't read that. Haven't read most of these, or they'll be out of here. The Donkey's Diary. That sounds interesting. Mandala. I'm quite into mandala. I've said before, if I ever got a tattoo, probably be something like a mandala pattern or something like that on my top of my foot. The Long Wrong Trailer. Sounds good. German. I'm not going to Germany. Oh, Shopaholic on Honeymoon. I've got the whole Shopaholic series. I love the books. Don't like the film. I thought the film was very pathetic, really. So if you liked the film, read the books. They're Sophie Kinsella. But I didn't have this one, so I've got that. French. I'm not going to France. The Outback Calls You. The Road Has Eyes, about RV Wild Adventure. Pyramids and the Promised Land, a travel diary and memoir. Taking Off, must be a story. The Bin and the Bomb, a humorous travel story about an apartment in Paris. In case you don't know, I like relocating stories, real or not, or moving to another country, anything like that. That's a lot of my YouTube. I like watching relocating or new life, that kind of thing. Funding Freeman, From Corporate Life to a Life of Travel. Notes from Rural France. You see where this goes. French Travel Memoirs. More Than a Year in Provence. Endless Tour de France Travel. Island of Fear. Don't know what that was about. I do always read what they're about before I download them, so can't help you on those. Organic gardening, tomatoes and herbs, homestead gardening, lockdown. It's a pretend story, but sounds like could be okay. Easy Spanish stories for beginners. 5 Spanish short stories for beginners. I'm not going to Spain. Greek. I'm not going to Greece. You know, Cyprus is not a Greek island. No Safe Place. Obviously, it sounded good. False Memory. That sounds like a story. Hand embroidery stitches. I want to get back into that at some point. I showed recently my little embroidery I did at the school. I've forgotten how to do most of the stitches, so I'd like to get back into that. I'm watching a couple of channels, and I keep saying, I will do it when I get stuff. A Taste of Greece. 365 quotes to live your life. Interesting. The Day I Died. The Perfect Wife, a psychological suspense thriller. That's my type of book. I like books where it's not obvious what's happening. they all end up and happily ever after. Or these two people, they really don't get along. You know they're going to get together and get married by the end of the book. I'm not into that. The Missing Children. Oh, that sounds good. Madhouse. Better Watch Out. Airliner Down. Aviation Thriller. You're learning more about me by what I choose to read. As I say, I haven't read any of these. These are my to read. If anyone is out there that does book promotions or wants me to read their books and review it, I'm your person. Aztec Civilization, History from Beginning to End. I'm quite into historical stuff, interesting. Not politics. As I say, at school we had to do politics for history. No, I like actual history. Mediterranean diet, interesting. How to crochet blanket patterns, that's something else I wanted to get into. I thought it'd be good for my hand. My cross stitch, though, I can only do a tiny bit at a time, so maybe that's not the best idea. The Titanic, the story of the unsinkable ship. The Crusades, history from beginning to end. Ancient Greece from beginning to end. 30 interactive brain teasers to warm up your brain. Easy container gardening. Mini farming. Granny square crochet for beginners. 16 crochet shawl patterns. Happiness 365. One a day. Inspirational quotes for a happy you. Ooh. 101 amazing facts. Surviving the evacuation. That sounded interesting. Crochet patterns for every season. No bake recipes. Ooh, that's for me. Welcome to Our Home. The Great Gatsby. I haven't read that, so I'll read that. How to Crochet. That's book one for me. The House of Closed Doors. 12 easy DIY projects. Oh, I was going to tell you about a video I want to do. I keep asking Mike, but we're both sort of busy at certain times now. But I want him to literally get out a whole random amount of tools, and I have to say what I think they are and what they're used for. I'm going to do that very soon. That's going to be a great video. You'll laugh at me. The Brands Who Came for Christmas. Letters of a Woman Homesteader. Now, that's one of those really old books, so that could be really interesting. I like comparison of different times in history. Grimm's Fairy Stories. Don't know all of those, so I had to look at those. These are all these old books, again, reprints. Pollyanna. Now, I remember reading that when I was really little, but I can't remember the story, so back to that. Another one of these really old books, the Book of Household Management. Now, again, that's going to be a great comparison of old times and new. Pollyanna Grows Up. Didn't know there was a second book of that. Wind in the Willows. I know that, but that'd be a good read. As I say, I change every alternate book. So I'll read a historical book or something heavy, and then I'll go to a fun, quick read book. So they're on there. Real Elves, A Christmas Story. And First Tango in Paris, How to Dance Tango. Tango cities around the world. And that's it. That's my to read. And I was trying to alternate Kindle with a handheld book, but obviously that depends on seasons. If it's summer, I lay on the hammock and I like a proper book. So, but indoors or at night, this is good to read at night. So we don't have to have lights on if we've got low power in like midwinter or something because we're off grid. So Kindle's good because we can't have light on. And that, and I would say early in the morning, but early in the morning I'm doing my learning apps in the morning. I'm trying to actually do them in bed before I get up, and then I'm sort of waking up and ready to go. So that's those. I hope that was interesting for you. I'll show you my screensaver. It's a goat, of course. Oh, actually, I think you saw it in the video. It was one of my videos of Follow Me for the Day, and I'll show you a bit of my learning apps that I start to do. So I think you might have seen him then. That's not a picture I've taken. That's just off of a site where you can hold on. This doesn't always turn off. Oh, no, first time, because I'm saying that. Shutting down, it will buzz if it turns off properly. A lot of people don't know, and I didn't know when I first had it, you can turn it off. If it doesn't buzz, it's still running in the background. Then it buzzed, so now it's actually off. And then you hear, and I saw on lots of like when people ask for help, they were all saying, well, I turn it back on in the morning and it's run right down to different devices, run down to different amounts. That, I think, if you go, you can't go below 20%, or you can lose everything. Yeah, I think it's about 20%. You could go a bit lower, but then it'll just turn off and you can lose things. And I was reading all these things because that's the first sort of modern device I've had. This is an old laptop, and I didn't know how to use these things. And I was like, yeah, turn mine off. It's definitely off. And then you turn it on the next morning, you've got like 20% left. You're like, yikes, I'm going to lose everything. And that's it. You have to turn it off. So it says something about, I didn't see what it said now, press to turn off, but then you have to press something else comes up. If you don't just press the off, you press it at a different angle, and then another sign comes up and it says something else, and then you get the buzz. But you still have to listen for it, because sometimes it doesn't. So then I turn it on again, and that's the only way it works. But they don't tell you these things, because these things don't come with instructions. You can look them up online for the models, but I didn't see anywhere where it told you that. I can't remember how I figured that out. I think I just pressed it awkward one time, and then this other thing came up. I was like, oh, and I pressed that, and then it buzzed. And then the next time I turned it on, it was still the right power, the right amount of battery. Like, interesting. So that's my modern tip. I only learn by doing. I know nothing about modern gadgets, how to use things. I was filming with like an old-fashioned video camera. I even find that like traumatic if it's got settings. And then I was filming with that, and then Mike had it. This is actually his laptop, so he then had a conversion program, and he had to convert it that you could then use it on YouTube. And the phone is a mobile phone. It's not like a brick one. It is a mobile phone, and you can't do emojis on it. You can't take photos on it. You can text on it, but as I say, you can't make emojis on the phone. It has a torch. If people send a message with emojis, it just does little white boxes. And you're like, what's your emojis? So, yeah, I've learned everything as I go. When I first went on YouTube, didn't know anything about computers at all, not really. No, just about sent emails, and I can't follow instructions. So Mike would tell me how to do it. He's only learnt by practicing and doing. And if he tells me how to do something, I literally write it down. And he has to say it slowly, and I write it. Then he says the next bit, write it. And then I would say for 6 months, every time I wanted to upload a video, I followed the manual that I'd made. And followed it. And of course, you always have that time something goes wrong. And if something goes wrong with the computer, I'm like, Mike. And he doesn't know any more than I would have known. It's just he plays and he learns. But now, obviously, I know how to do things. I'm giving people tips and advice, things I wanted to know, or said simply the way I would have liked it to have been told. Because some YouTube go on and I can't follow what they're saying. Plain and simple, just this. This is all we want. So this is how I try and do my tips and advice, things I've learned myself. And now if Mike wants a video up, 9 times out of 10, he says, oh, can you do that for me? Because you're so quick now. And I'm like, so I can help you, and I will give you simple advice, and never be afraid to ask and think, oh, people think I'm silly. I don't know. I think that's quite a lot of the reasons why people either don't start a channel. It's too like crazy, and they keep changing formats. So now I'm not sure I could even tell you how to start a channel, because that's changed so many times, and they changed the format, and it's like anything, you've got to be in the know or know of things. So I couldn't probably do that, but most other things and things I do all the time I can help you with. So I have a life manual for everything I do, how to change the gas, how to turn on our power, as in the generator, if we need that on a bad day when power's not up. I don't do it, but I've got it all written there now. So if Mike couldn't do it, I follow the manual. I did do it one time, and there's this cord that runs from there to here, so we can do a pull cord if it's, say it's really rainy and we want to turn it off. We've got a pull cord, and I turned it on, I think, at where the generator is. It's a great big massive machine. It's not like a generator that you see on YouTubers' channels. And I pulled it. I did it all it said, and I pulled it, and this, like, I suppose it's like a thin metal wire or cord or something, and that broke, and I was heartbroken. I was like, I broke our generator. He went, no, it's a bit dodgy or whatever, and he fixed it. But I'm like, right, I'm not doing it again, because I'm good if I do something constantly, then it sticks. And I'm like, I'm not doing it again. And it's like, oh, and all the pool, how to clean the pool and all that. I don't do it, but I know for emergencies I have a manual, and I draw pictures. I've got little pictures of our inverter or whatever. I've got pictures and what all the dots are. I've coloured it all in the colours, and I've got little, so it's all there. Perhaps I'll show that one time. So yeah, if I do things like YouTube and I know some ins and outs and whatever, I can help you with that. And on that note, I think I'll leave it there today. I will be spending tomorrow, get up early, probably as soon as it's light, about 6 o'clock, it's light now, and I will be out there. I will be cutting more trees. So ask me next live. Remember, I'm on just starting the 4th tree. It's not a big one, but it's awkward. It's a different type of olive tree. It's a bit, what should we call it? Like scratchy tree. It's not old as in tall. It's just like different type. So I'll be doing that one. So I'm going to be doing number 4, and make me accountable. Ask me on Monday how many trees I've done or what tree number I'm on. So until next time, thanks for being here either now or in the rerun. Really do appreciate it all. And until next time, as always, Meraki.